It's Carling Cup time once again, and as ever, Sir Alex has promised to flood his youngsters. And this season's first opponents are League Two side Barnet, who put out Championship team Plymouth to book their place at Old Trafford. Carling Cup night at Old Trafford, decent crowd, youngsters on show, and a big night for Barnet as well. Pique starts for only the second time too. There are still 4 internationals though in that team, including Kieran Richardson, who's back after his thigh injury. Barnet, well, they of course have beaten Bristol City and Plymouth to get to this stage. The man obviously to watch out for them is Grazioli, an experienced player at the lower levels, playing his 100th game for Barnet tonight, looking to add to his 68 goals. Ross Flitney in goal. Used to be on Fulham's books and trained with Edwin van der Sar. And Ian Hendon, their skipper, 12 years ago, won the Youth Cup with Tottenham.
But it's a big day for them, Steve. They're coming here, they're not expected to win the match. The fans will come expecting to have a lovely night out. As long as they don't get humiliated, they won't be bothered.
Big night for Barnet then. 5th in the Premiership against 4th from bottom of League Two then. And a big night for so many players on both sides. And that is the one name that people will recognise on the Barnet side, chasing that ball with Wes Brown. Giuliano Grazioli, prolific goal scorer in the lower levels. Huge night for Barnet, playing conference football last season. Got back into the Football League, and here they are in the 3rd round of the Carling Cup, playing at Old Trafford. And the left-back position is Adam Gross. So many of these players have left Premiership clubs as well. Gross, the left-back, was at Charlton until the summer, and he actually played for Charlton in the reserve playoff last season against many of these players, which of course Charlton lost by 4 goals to 2. Great to see Wes Brown back in action. Liam Miller, another international in the team tonight. Pique, who is starting for a 2nd time, and Bardsley continuing, the only survivor from Saturday's game against Spurs.
Oh,
he looked like he held
well
outside the penalty area. Ross Flitney, the goalkeeper for Barnet, a few nerves there possibly.
That wasn't even, he'll get booked for that, Steve, but that wasn't even close, that. That was about a yard, 2 yards outside.
Referee tonight is Richard Beeby, equally big enough.
Oh, he's off. Dear me. Dear me.
Well, Ross Flitney, 21 years of age, biggest game of his life, 2 minutes in at Old Trafford, sent off by Richard Beeby, the referee.
And you've got to say a very embarrassed Richard Beeby. Is that the loss, Steve? Obviously it is.
Deliberate handball outside the penalty area.
It's not even near the penalty area, is it? What was he thinking about, goalkeeper? What were you thinking about?
Well, Paul Fairclough, the Barnet manager.
Tell me what decision happens here. Does he give a penalty, or is it a free kick, or what?
Well, first of all, Flitney, the biggest night of his career, has ended in less than 2 minutes. The 21-year-old who used to train with Edwin van der Sar at Fulham, sent off by Richard Beeby.
Very embarrassed man, Steve. He's got to be embarrassed, the referee. What can he do? What can he do? If he doesn't send him off, he gets abused by the media.
Well, Paul Fairclough's put his arm round Ross Flitney.
And to be fair, he's got a standing ovation from the crowd, because I think the crowd feels sorry for him.
And I'll tell you somebody else who's having a nightmare for their evening as well. That's the outfield player who's got to be substituted now, and that is 22-year-old Louis Soares, who's going off, because obviously the reserve goalkeeper has to come on. Paul Fairclough's apologising to Louis Soares, who hasn't touched the ball. And this man, the backup goalkeeper, Scott Tynan, who is 22 years of age, is on.
Well, it's
in his
shame,
place.
Isn't it? You've got to feel a bit of sympathy towards him. But what was the goalie thinking about? As you said, Steve, nerves. That's just all nerves.
And Barnet, of course, now...
Did you hear the Manchester United fans?
Not being too complimentary.
No, but I suppose the poor referee can do nothing else.
Barnet now, of course, have to play this game with 10 men. And United have a free kick, which Liam Miller's going to take off. And they've added salt into the wounds, because Liam Miller has scored with the free kick. It's a double punishment for Barnet, and United are in front. Ian Hendon, the most experienced player in the Barnet team, 33-year-old, the skipper, going to take this free kick. Pique jumping, didn't win it. It's gone all the way through, and the offside flag is up. Yes. It won't count. It was up early. Grazioli's furious. But there was an early flag there.
Yeah, he is offside. I don't think there's any argument about that, Steve. But it's a little bit of a break for United as well.
Here's Martin. Another patient build-up from United. Corner if it goes, but not past the substitute goalkeeper Scott Tynan. 28 games last season as they won the conference title. A little more subdued now, the Barnet faithful. But when Grazioli's around, Pat, it's a good test for Pique tonight.
Yes, it is. He's an old professional, Steve. Scored against Newcastle, didn't he?
He certainly did for Stevenage, who were then managed by the Barnet manager tonight, Paul Fairclough. Grazioli playing his 100th game for Barnet. In the previous 99, he scored 68 goals.
Good knock, Hendon, good knock. 2-7 Grazioli will make it as difficult as he can for Pique.
Also got the winner in the last round against Plymouth. And all his plans and team talks went straight out of the window. And it comes from Richardson into that area and all the way through. Kieran Richardson. Alec Ferguson will have one of his more straightforward half-time team talks. His youngsters have acquitted themselves well against 10 men Barnet after Scott Tynan was forced to come on for Ross Flitney, who was sent off inside 2 minutes. There's Martin. Fizzes it into Rossi. This time, yes. Beautifully taken by Giuseppe Rossi. Relaxed-looking manager, as you may expect. I'll tell you that Lee Martin is not going to continue, which is a little worrying, the situation over in the far side, as Barnet just about kept that in. Grazioli, United have it back. Oh, Pique slipped. Here's a chance for Barnet. Dean Sinclair has scored for the League Two side. A moment for them. And a moment for their fans as well. United's mistake punished. It's 3-1.
Carelessness, Steve, that's what that is. They're delighted. The fans are delighted. They've got something out of the trip to Old Trafford. This is carelessness. Who's making the decision? Carelessness. I think he bumps into Wes Brown here. His feet catch Wes Brown. His Brown slipped from under him.
Dean Sinclair, 11 goals for Barnet last season from midfield, 20 years of age, released by Norwich. That's one for his scrapbook. A goal at Old Trafford. Rossi's made the run and is onside. Silvestre, he's got his goal. Well, 5 goals in an evening, 4 of them to United. A crowd of over 40,000 have enjoyed it. I'm sure he has as well. United safely through to round 4 of the Carling Cup. You have to feel for Barnet going down to 10 men inside 2 minutes, but they've beaten Barnet of League Two by 4 goals to 1.
All credit to Barnet as well. I know there was a slip by Gerard Pique for the goal, but I mean, you like to see sometimes people go home with a little bit of something out of the occasion, and the fans they had here tonight, they've enjoyed that goal, and they'll go home quite happy.
They applied themselves very well, Barnet. They never gave up in terms of enthusiasm and effort they put in. So I don't think we're ever in any doubt about the gulf and ability. What you have to be aware of when you play teams with Barnet, they're enthused by coming here. They're great support with them. They tried their very, very best, and then 1 or 2 experienced players who helped the younger ones in their team.
Decisions can affect matches, and that one right at the start of the game to send off the Barnet keeper. I mean, it's unfortunate for the shape of the game then.
Absolutely. I think it didn't help the game. It didn't help our young players. They wanted a test, they needed a test, and of course after the boy gets sent off and we scored immediately from the free kick, it was very, very, I think it was a very, very harsh decision.
And the Barnet travelling fans were fantastic. They supported their team throughout, which made for a good atmosphere in the end. Yeah,
it was a great night for them. We don't deny them that. And they can be proud of the effort they put into their game tonight. They can really be. Paul Fairclough, the manager, will be very proud of them.